welcome back to my channel. It's Yanni. Long time no see. It's been about almost 2 months since my last video. Had quite a bit going on, so I have been just trying to figure out what to do, get my life back to where it was. This video is something a little different. Yes, I've talked about my mental health and I've talked about my diagnosis, but I've never gone into what has gone on with me. So what it is I want to kind of explain my mental health. So I just kind of want to go through the things that have kind of happened in my past. I have a list, I wrote it down, just kind of everything that mental health wise is going on over here, where I'm at, what's going on in my life, and we will go from there. So bear with me just a moment, and we'll get into it. All right, guys, so let's start off with my diagnosis. I think I'll start there first, and then I'll kind of go into a backstory. So as of right now, my diagnosis is first and foremost PTSD. I have that from a few different things, from before the military, from during the military, from after the military. I have PTSD. It just is what it is. I live with it daily, and it's rough, but I do. I also have cyclothymia. So that one was a little hard for me to digest because it is a type of bipolar disorder. So cyclothymia is a mixture of depression and mania. So I have extreme lows, I have extreme highs, but I can function. So I don't have those, stereotypical bipolar type 1, type 2 manic episodes. My manic episodes are a little, you don't notice them. They're not your basic or typical manic episodes. So with that being said, I struggle with that because I don't believe that I have those manic episodes like I thought I did. But then when I think about it, when I'm going through a manic episode, I'm on an extreme high, and everything is good to go. Nothing can go wrong. Everything is coming here left and right. I spend money compulsively, impulsively. That's where my food addiction comes from, because I also indulge myself in food during those times, and that's pretty much it. So along with my PTSD, under those, I do have the symptoms of major depressive disorder, as well as adjustment disorder, as well as anxiety. So I have all of those, but then under those, I'm hypervigilant. I have horrible sleep. I don't sleep very well. I can fall asleep at any point in time, wake up at any point in time. I can sleep for hours. I can sleep for 12 plus hours and still wake up exhausted. I can sleep for 4 hours and I'm exhausted. Like, no matter how many hours of sleep I get, I can get a full 7 to 8 hours of sleep and still wake up exhausted, because I've either woken up multiple times, couldn't fall asleep because my mind was racing, but I think at this point I'm kind of used to it. I function Pretty normally. I don't really drink coffee like that. I have been drinking green tea because I don't want to drink coffee like that. I try and stay as hydrated as possible. I just try and do everything to make sure my insomnia does not affect my daily life. I try to make sure, for the most part, that my PTSD, also my cyclothymia, don't affect my daily life. Yes, I am on medication. I do take Latuda. I am also taking melatonin when I need it, but I don't take my melatonin as often as I feel like I should, because I do have those times where I just genuinely cannot fall asleep. Prime example, last night, had to be up this morning on my day off at 8:20 and didn't wake up. Like, I woke up, I was fine, but I didn't go to sleep until after 3 o'clock. So there's that. So that's just how my life is. Like, I typically don't go to bed till about midnight, and I wake up at 6 o'clock on the days I have to work, and also the days that my son has to be at school. So I function on very little sleep, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. I can't change it. I've tried. I've taken Ambien. I don't like how that makes me feel, because I literally don't even feel falling asleep. But when I wake up, I don't realize I actually went to sleep. I hate that feeling. And I also don't hear my son. So I'm just like cold sleep. Like, there's no, nothing. It is what it is. And I don't like that feeling. So I stopped taking that. I was on Trazodone. Same thing. Out cold. Didn't hear anything. Wasn't able to make sure my son was okay. And I hate that feeling. I don't like being unable to wake up when I need to. So I decided to use melatonin. Does melatonin work? Yes, it helps me fall asleep, but does it help me stay asleep? Not really. So I do have those moments when I wake up 3-4 times a night, and it is what it is. But on top of that, I also have sleep apnea. So there's also that. So with my diagnosis, let's go into when all of my anxiety and mild depression kind of came on. I want to say that started probably, I started noticing it back when I was in high school. I grew up with my 2 older sisters. I do have multiple siblings, but I grew up with my 2 older sisters, and they both had each other going through school. So yes, the older one, she kind of, I guess, understood where I was coming from, because at some point in time she was in school by herself as well. But I went through every part of school by myself except for kindergarten. When I was in kindergarten, I did have my middle sister. She was in 5th grade at the time. I was in kindergarten. So I had her while I was in kindergarten. But from 1st grade on, I was by myself. I took on everything by myself. Yes, when I got to high school, you know, my sister, she was still kind of fresh out of high school. So she kind of understood what I was going through, but at the same time, I was slightly being picked on for things that I feel like I shouldn't have been. For stupid high school things, right? But I tried not to let it bother me. I tried to brush it off. I tried to just deal with it. I tried to be the tough guy. I tried to just deal with it with my attitude, kind of use my mouth to hurt people's feelings. If I did get into fights, it just was what it was, and I handled it that way. But I just I think I started to notice that something wasn't 100% right with me, because I started to question, is there something wrong with me? Am I ugly? Am I stupid? Why am I not good enough? I don't understand. Like, those are the thoughts that I would have in myself. And I vividly remember when I was 15 years old, I don't remember exactly what I was going through. I don't remember what happened at the time. But I was a little depressed, and I don't think I wanted to tell my mom because she was going through her own stuff. But I wrote her a letter and pretty much just said, I don't want to be here anymore. And I felt like that's the first time I've ever had a thought of like not living anymore. I do apologize, trigger warning. I will be talking about suicidal thoughts, as well as sexual assault and all of those things. So if those are triggers for you, I do not mind. You can fast forward, or you can just skip this video completely. But they're a part of my story, and I feel like you should know. So I think that was the first time I really felt like, okay, I don't want to be here. So with that being said, my mom at the time, I think, just wanted to make me feel better. And we had a conversation. And at that point, after that conversation, I realized I am loved. And yes, I am meant to be here. And God won't put more on you than you can bear. So I guess I'm one of the stronger ones that can deal with whatever it was that I was going through as a 15-year-old. So I dealt with that. Again, while I was 15, I was at school, and I was sexually assaulted by someone I considered a friend. And because of what my mom was going through, I didn't want to bring it to her, because I didn't want her to feel like she couldn't protect me, or it was her fault, or whatever it was. So I kept it to myself. I didn't tell anybody for a really long time. Like, I didn't tell anybody, because why would I? While it was happening, I was screaming. And no one turned around to help me. No teachers came out of their classrooms, because it was in a hallway. And no one. No one. And I sat in my class stuck. Like, I think I was stuck for the whole day after that. And I tried to fake it. I tried to push through it. I tried to figure out like why that would happen. I tried to figure out what made that person think that was okay. I apologize. I just wanted to know why. We were friends. He was dating a friend of mine at the time. Well, we had stopped being friends like right before that. But I knew he had a girlfriend, and I just didn't understand. Like, it didn't make sense to me. Didn't understand it. Couldn't put it together why this was happening to me. Obviously, as I got older, I do realize that most women have been sexually assaulted in some type of way at one time or another in their lives, whether it's sexual harassment, sexual assault, rape, whatever. But it happens. And it sucks, because we blame ourselves, we question ourselves, we question what we did, or why did they think that was okay, or whatever it may be. Like, we then go to a mindset of blame on ourselves. And that's exactly what I did. I blamed myself for a really long time, until I started going to therapy and realized that it wasn't my fault at all. But even then, somebody telling me that it's not my fault, it took me a little while to be comfortable with that. So that happened to me at 15. The first time I openly spoke about it, I was 25, and in the military. I was in the Air Force, and I stood up in a room full of 15 or 16 males. I was the only girl in that training class that I was in, and I told my story, and all of them supported me. I broke down in that meeting 100%. It just is what it is. I'm an emotional person. I cry all the time. I'm fighting back tears just talking about this now. So, but I'm comfortable enough to speak about it. So there was that. That was the first time. And then ever since then, I've kind of just been telling my friends, my family. I've told romantic partners, just so that they understand why sometimes I'm jumpy, why sometimes I act a certain way, or how I go about things, whatever it may be. So there's that. While I was in the Air Force, I was also sexually assaulted. That one kind of took me a while to realize it was assault, because it was with somebody that I was in a relationship with. So that one was a little rough. That one was hard. Because in my head, being young, thought that's what I was supposed to do. Just do it, right? That's neither here nor there. So yeah, so that's that. Now going into when I started therapy. I started therapy in 2012. I believe my son was a little over a year. And I was in a emotionally and verbally abusive relationship at the time that did turn physical at one point. And again, blamed myself. Questioned why. I don't understand. If somebody loves you, why would they do that? How could you do that? It doesn't make sense. So I started therapy and realized that I had been holding years of trauma, and I had been dealing with years of depression and anxiety. After I had my son in 2011, I started to realize that I was having like these down moments of just crying. I was used to that anyway, just from having my depressive moments when I was younger. So I didn't think much of it until I started therapy, and I had a conversation with my therapist at the time, and he let me know during that moment of time I was suffering from postpartum. Had no idea. I just thought I was being me. I just thought I was being emotional. I thought I was, being a big baby, and women do this all the time, and whatever and whatnot. Single mom, doing it by myself in a brand new country all by myself. So it was tough. I thought it was just, I just want my mom. I just want to be around my family. I don't want to be here. And my son deserves better. Like, those are the things that were going through my mindset. Started medications then. I believe they put me on Wellbutrin. And I believe I took that up until I got out of the Air Force. So I took that from 2012 to 2014. And then I kind of went off and on medication there after that until about 2017, right? Okay. So the one thing that I kind of wanted to really talk about today, because I just wanted to give that backstory. The one thing that I really wanted to bring into kind of focus is my 2019 low. Well, started 2018, but it didn't really hit me until 2019. And the crazy thing about it is the reason why I even decided to do this video is because I wrote a note in my phone on January 1st of 2019. 2019, I turned 30 years old. I'm 32 now, but I turned 30 years old. And my birthday's in March, so January 1st, I just had a thought to myself. I just had a thought that my son deserves more. I'm done trying. I'm done fighting. I'm done struggling on a daily basis. I worry about everybody else before I worry about myself, and it just seems like I don't have anybody and no one cares. Obviously, I know now that's not true. But in that note, I also wrote, I love my son, and I will regret leaving him because I feel like I won't ever get to see him grow up. I don't want to see my 30th birthday. I will be gone before then. That is the note that I wrote in my phone, and reading that and knowing where I was in 2019 and where I am now are leaps and bounds apart, right? I think that is the lowest I have ever been. That is the lowest I have ever been. And I never want to see that again. I have my days of feeling tired and exhausted and wanting to disappear. More of removing responsibility from my life, right? Which I can't, because I'm a homeowner, I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter. It just, I can't, right? One, because I love myself too much now to do that. But back then, I didn't love myself at all. I remember I had a therapy appointment right after I wrote that. And if you know anything about the VA, they are always booked out, right? So I only saw my therapist once a month, once every month and a half, depending on what was going on, if there was any holidays, whatever. But I had seen her like right before school started because I was in school at the time. And mind you, I failed that entire semester. That 2019 spring semester, I failed it completely. I didn't even go take my finals, and I don't think anybody knows that. I don't think I ever told anybody that I did not go take my finals during that. But I went to my therapist, and I told her that I had wrote that, and I read it to her, and she cried, and she was scared to send me home. She was scared to send me home because she was afraid of what I might do. And I had to make a safety plan. I had to make a safety plan because I do own a gun. So in my safety plan, I had to give my gun to my sister. And if I felt like I just couldn't do it anymore, I had to call my mom. And after calling my mom, I had to go to the nearest hospital. And when she told me that, I was just kind of like, how did I get here? What happened? And I told her, no, I don't need to go to the hospital. I think I'll be fine. And she said, why do you say that? And I said, because the only reason why I'm living right now is because my son, and I don't want to hurt him. He deserves somebody who's going to be there for him, and that's going to be me. And she said, are you sure? And I said, yes. And she said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in a referral for you to see a therapist on a more frequent basis because I cannot see you as often as you need to be seen. So at that point in time, I fought daily until I could get on a medication that was working for me, because I was still having my highs and my lows, and I was still having moments of just wanting to disappear, not really wanting to unlife myself. But I fought every day. Every single day I had to push myself to wake up, to function, to be a mom. And I shouldn't have had to do that, right? That's something that I should just be able to do just because that's who I am. I'm a mom, right? But I had to fight myself every day. Like I said before, I just stopped going to class. I stopped doing my work. I could not focus. I tried to make Valentine's Day a great day for my son. I tried to make my birthday a great day for me. But when I got home, I cried. I go through fighting on a daily basis at that point, right? And then I started seeing my therapist probably a little bit after my birthday. And I am so thankful for her. I do not know where I would be if I did not have her. I have been seeing her since March, April of 2019. It is almost December of 2021. However, I won't be seeing her after December of 2021 because She is no longer going to be practicing where she's at right now. She'll no longer be practicing where she's at right now. So I now have to find a new therapist, and I'm not looking forward to that because I don't want to have to go through all of this all over again. I know that is a daily struggle for me, right? It's a daily struggle. Like I think now, because I'm so busy and I keep myself so busy, I don't have time to just sit and think like I used to. When I was in school, I had nothing but time. Like I would go to school, do my work, and just be home, right? That's pretty much what I was doing at that point in time, and it was tough. The last 3 years have been a tough one for me. 2018, it has its highs and its lows, but 2019 kicked my butt. 2019 really kicked my butt. And then into 2020, I tried to make the most of COVID. I was doing the virtual appointments with my doctor, with my therapist, and I really want to say since probably like November of last year, I've been seeing her in person. But she does EMDR, and she has helped me through my sexual assault. She's helped me process that. However, I still do have my triggers. I still do have my trust issues. I still have my abandonment issues. Like there's still things that I'm working on. And I work on it daily. So I just want to get to how I am now. From 2019 until now, like I said, it is leaps and bounds from where it was. Yes, I do still have my moments of doubt, like doubting myself or negative self-talk or whatever it may be. Those things are still there, right? But I fight through them on a daily basis because I have now decided to cut myself off when those negative thoughts come in. So I'm really working on those things. But that also falls in line with my my weight loss surgery journey with the VA, because I have to have a psychological evaluation, and I've been working with that therapist to get through this, right? And for whatever reason, I have to do a few sessions with her in order to fix this entire situation, which is fine. I'm not worried about it. It is what it is. I'll do what I have to do to make sure, one, I'm okay mentally and physically, and two, my son is okay. Right? So, sorry if you heard that. I'm pretty sure he's upstairs playing on his phone. And how I am right now is I am fighting my battle of self-harm. I do not cut. I do not do any of those things, but I do cause physical pain to myself. And that one kind of snuck up on me because I never thought I would be that person. And now I am, and it's tricky because it's not like a daily thing. Like, it only happens when I'm overwhelmed and it's extremely stressed out. So I think I've maybe had those thoughts 3 or 4 times in the past year. So I'm working on those too. So I'm a work in progress. I am still working on me. I am still trying to make myself happy, and not try to create happiness, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to find it in other things before finding it in myself. I want to be whole, and I'm almost there, but I still have a ways to go, if that makes sense. So I'm okay. I practice my self-love and my self-care. I'm keeping myself busy. I'm keeping myself focused on positive things. My small business, my son, his activities, and just trying to be 100% happy within myself, right? I don't look at my past like a negative thing. I am a very strong person, and I see that quote all the time, like, check on your strong friends. They need, they need a shoulder to hang on to. So I'm going to tell you all that. Those strong friends you have that seem to never have down moments or seem like they're just sucking it up, check on them. Make sure they're okay. Because my low that I was at in 2019 for everyone around me came out of nowhere. But for me, I was fighting that for a good 7-8 months before it even came to surface. So check on your friends. Check on your family. Call them. Tell them you love them. Tell them you're a shoulder. If you have bad blood between you, forgive and move on, because life is too short and people can be gone in a blink of an eye. I found that out this year. So time is precious, and so is your life. So live your life for you and no one else. You can't please everybody. You can't make everyone happy. Trauma that happens to you is not your fault. You did not deserve those things. Stop blaming yourself. Work on yourself daily. Change is good. Those are kind of the things that I keep in mind on my daily basis. So that is me, and that is how I'm doing. That is me in a nutshell. I do apologize for this video being this long. I just wanted to give you guys kind of a mental health check on me and where I'm at. Because I did have a down day the other day. I think I just had a lot on my mind. I've just recently gone through a breakup, and it's not easy. It's not easy. And I don't blame myself for that situation. I think my trust in myself, I question. And that's the one thing that I feel like I need to work on, is my trust within myself. Trust with other people grows due to their actions. But trust within yourself, you should be able to trust yourself in your decisions. And I think I fight myself sometimes because sometimes I don't think I make the best decisions with relationships, people, jobs, just everyday life. Sometimes I'm just like, what was I thinking? But then obviously I think back on it and I'm like, well, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am now. So it just is what it is. I think I have to rebuild my trust within myself. So that is on my to-do list, among other things. And yeah, so I am good right now. I am okay. I do have a confession. I am not taking my medication like I should. I know. But I'll get back on it. I'll get back on it. I'll make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not taking it daily, and I should. I'm supposed to, but I don't. But I will be making sure that I do that, because I feel like that's where that little low came from. When I'm on my medication, I'm pretty stable. I can kind of navigate when I'm in a mood. But that one kind of snuck me. Like, it snuck upon me and just kind of wow. So it is what it is. I worked through it. Took me a couple days. But I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm doing things that make me happy. So that's all that matters. But I do want to know how you are. Like, how are you? Are you okay? Put yourself first. It's necessary. In order to have enough love for other people, you have to love yourself. You can't pour out of an empty cup, and that is something that I've been doing for years. And I can no longer do that, right? Because if there's nothing left, I don't even have enough to give to myself. So I pour into me first, and then I pour into my son, and then I go from there. But I thank you guys for coming and watching this video. I know it was a long one, and I do apologize. Just wanted to, let you guys know where I'm at and how I got here. But if you could leave down in the comments how you're doing, how your mental is, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst ever, 10 being the best ever. Like, where are you at? If you need me, call me. If you have my number. If you need me, reach me on Instagram at its_Yanni. Message me. I don't mind. I really don't. I 100% open book, right? So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for supporting me. I appreciate you guys for loving me how I am and for who I am. I would not be where I am without you guys. I cannot promise that I will make consistent content at this point, because I'm kind of like in a hold spot. I may do another update on my locks, and then I'll most definitely do another update on my VSG journey. I just need to figure out what's going on with it, honestly. But yeah, so thank you guys for coming and joining me on this emotional video. I do apologize for, you know, just kind of spilling that out on you guys. But I am okay, and I will continue to be okay. So thank you. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving. Happy belated Thanksgiving if you're watching this afterwards. You guys have a good one, okay? Bye.